Hello and welcome to Africa Today. I am Esther Mokwariola. In a continent where politics influences almost everything, the incumbents' need to hold on to power and the opposition's move to take over ensures that elections are held regularly. Nigeria is bracing up for a ballot set to hold less than a year from now, featuring first-timers, second-term bidders and serial contestants whose fate ultimately lies in the hands of the people. And so we ask, what are your thoughts on political developments in Nigeria following President Buhari's intention to seek a re-election in 2019? You can join the conversation and share your thoughts with us on Twitter at TVC News NG. We take a report now, and Africa Today will be right back. Welcome on board.
President Muhammadu Buhari has officially announced his intention to seek re-election in 2019. This has ended months of speculations about his future after bouts of his ill health. He said this during the National Executive Council meeting of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in Abuja.
He accepted that he's going to contest. He's going to contest again as the for the position of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The president, who took office in 2015, vowing to improve security and crack down on corruption, also asked the party members to grant approval of the national chairman of the APC, John Odige Oyegun, and any other member who want to recontest in the party's Congress. The 75-year-old said he would seek his party's presidential ticket to contest elections in February 2019 during a closed-door meeting of his party. Buhari, who became the first opposition candidate to defeat an incumbent at the ballot box, was widely expected to run for a second term, although stocks on the Nigerian market fell to a 3-month low in the wake of his declaration.
Buhari is not running the system of government where if he leaves power, someone else will start. You start from where he stopped. And for that, for me, I believe we should give him that chance. I am a Yoruba man, and I believe very much in him, not because he's from the north, but because he has what to provide for this country.
The president should have a rethink. You understand? It's never late. He should have a rethink. Oh, yes, and take an honorable bow and allow a younger generation to come on board.
Africa's top oil producer fell into its first recession in 25 years in 2016, likely caused by low crude oil price and militant attacks in the Niger Delta, and its recovery remains fragile.
Upon taking the oath of office in May 2015, President Buhari promised to diversify the economy, fight corruption and end insurgency in Nigeria. How Nigeria has fared in almost 3 years now depends on who you ask and the perspective from which they want to judge. And joining me in the studio on Africa Today, I have Alester Wilcox, political analyst and social commentator. And on phone, I have Sikiru Gundile, policy analyst, politician, and a member of the main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party. Good to have you gentlemen on the program.
It's my most pleasure. Thank you very much.
Great. Let's begin the show with you now, Lester. 3 years down the line, President Muhammadu Buhari is said to, well, according to him, performed exceedingly well. How would you assess his administration so far?
Oh, yes. I'm not apologetic in taking a position to the fact that the president has performed creditably well to warrant his seeking a re-election. Now, not just because he has performed well to seek election, but because what he has started is work in progress. And when you have a product that is work in progress, it is best suited for the originator of that process to complete it. Now, why am I saying this? We shouldn't get lost to the fact that where we were before President Muhammadu Buhari came to power. In 2014-15, before the election, it was clear even to the blind and the deaf that the ship of state of Nigeria was already at the tip of Bermuda Triangle. That is, we're already heading to the precipice because every aspect of our life has been so degraded. Our economy was bleeding from, was hemorrhaging from every angle. Indiscipline is at the highest order. Impunity, insurgency was almost taken over, in fact, was almost coming in the nation because the Boko Haram insurgency had their foothold in Abuja. everyone was afraid that they were coming down to Lagos and other places. So that is the state where we are. Unemployment was skyrocketing. Our reserve was being depleted. So there was total anarchy. What I mean that the ship of state was already at the precipice of Bermuda Triangle. But we now have a man that came on stage and met the worst of situations on ground. And he's been able to steer away the ship from the rock that it was heading to. Now he has been able to steer the ship. He has been able to stabilize the system, stabilize the economy, and now heading towards a prosperous future. I think nobody could be best suited to take the ship to that port that we are going to, which is the prosperity of this country, better prosperity of this country, than the man who has started it. Because any change in captains now will mean us starting afresh. Okay, now and you mentioned... All right. Cannot. I don't think Nigerians have the patience for that kind of
okay, now you mentioned that the economy, you'd say here's a diversified economy enough for the people in terms of how we're able to, you know, be better for ourselves. And corruption and also insurgency has been able to end all of that. But in some areas, you still have, in the areas of insurgency, we still have cattle herders and farmers clashes still in existence up to at this moment, even to another level. Corruption, we're yet to feel the level of which at which the government believes it has, you know, brought down to a certain level, because according to Transparency International, we didn't get to improve. In 2015, in 2016, the indices didn't improve much. So what is it that you can say categorically that this government has done? Because for what you just said, you just gave us a holistic view. Yes. But what can you pinpoint?
In each of the sectors.
Exactly.
Economy. Number one, let's take the economy. We're talking about diversification. Nigeria was a monoproduct economy. Up till largely on oil. But you discover that within this period, everybody has been touting, oh, agriculture is the way to go. Agriculture is the way to go. Today, 90% of the rice consumed in this country is domestically produced. That is diversification.
But we still have imported rice.
Yes, you still have, like I said, 90%. Now, we have been able to divert our attention from that aspect. Nigeria now saves close to $1 billion every month in importation of rice and other commodities. There are about 47 commodities that were banned. That is looking inward. Today we have rice mills all over most part of the north, creating jobs. Agriculture takes the front burner through several programs. The Bora scheme, Bank of Industry is funding agriculture, CBN is funding agriculture. So there is, that's what I said, it's a work in progress. There is a greater level of diversification. Now look at our foreign reserve. They made 28 billion, 27 point something billion. As at the last CBN report, we are already at 46 billion in 3 years of external reserve. Now, that is, what kind of leap is that? We had our stock market, unfortunately, your reporter talked about somewhere dipping when he announced it. He made the stock market at 9 trillion naira, 28,000 basis points. I play a lot in the stock market. Within 3 years, we moved from 9 trillion to 16 trillion. And over 44,000 basis points. That is a leap. If you know how much people are making from the stock market, companies are declaring dividends. In fact, on Thursday, or on Wednesday, GT Bank paid 81 billion as dividends. Companies are declaring profit. That shows stable economic situation. No, not really stable, but improved economic situation.
Okay, we get you there. Let's quickly bring in Sikiru now to bring his own position on this. Sikiru, I understand you're online right now. If you can hear me, Lester just pointed out some of the positives of the Buhari administration just 3 years down the line. Do you share his sentiments as well? Hello, Sikiru. Okay, since we're having a challenge there, but let's quickly go on a short break and be back with more discussions on this crucial matter involving the president's decision to be re-elected in 2019. President Muhammadu Buhari recently declared his intention to seek a re-election, putting an end to speculations that he might not be interested in contesting at that poll in 2019. And this comes barely 3 months after former President Olusegun Obasanjo released a 13-page letter advising him to join the league of past leaders whose influence, wisdom and outreach can be deployed on the sideline for the good of the country. Well, we are yet to have contact with our guest on Skype, Sikiru Ogundele, but we'll continue in studio with Lester. Now, let's look at the issue of security now, where the presidency believes it has done a lot, you know, in terms of decimating the terrorist group Boko Haram. But we still have the challenge, like I earlier mentioned, the cattle herders and farmers clashes in the Middle Belt and some parts of the North. How would you assess the government's ability to tackle this matter headlong, even though the crisis seemed to escalate?
Yes, security is a serious challenge in Nigeria. And I don't envy this government for what they inherited in terms of the various clashes and various distortions in this. Now, Boko Haram started 2009. Let's situate it. It started about 2008, 2009. That was when Boko Haram started. It's escalated up to by 2014. We are already having a dangerous situation on our hands. They already trying to cross the Niger. And the president was very, very keen about that program, I'm sure. I'm not in his mind, but from his body language and from his activity from day one, he saw that as a big challenge. And he rolled out the drums immediately. His first trip was to Niger Republic and Chad to go and solicit for cooperation. And I think he got, and we saw the result. Before he came in, there were about 27 local governments under the full control of Boko Haram. But today, we don't have them. Before he came in, El Kanemi Football Club does not play in Kaduna, in Maiduguri. But today they play in Maiduguri, other people go there. So he was able to roll back the hand of the clock. There was a time when our soldiers were running from Boko Haram. We saw them on video and everywhere. I mean, I saw one of those videos. I said, these Nigerian soldiers running from Boko Haram. But that is no longer the case. Yes, a war that has that is terrorist inclined cannot be wiped out in a day. We are seeing it in Iraq. Iraq boiled for how long? Afghanistan is still boiling. Look at Syria. So it's been difficult to wipe out a ideological war. This is not a convention. This is a guerrilla warfare. And that is why today Boko Haram depends solely on soft targets and once in a while a mass attack. But they can no longer do that.
But
now,
in this case,
we now have the cattle herders issues. Now, like I said, and the president said it in London, I mean, in this lesson, this problem predates. Unfortunately, the press have made a merchandise of this situation. It didn't start today. It is a situation that has been. We knew what happened in Plateau State from 2005, even when Joshua Dare has to lose his job on account of this issue. We knew what happened started in Agatu in 2011. So it's not a new problem. That I feel sad the way we have merchandised the problem. And we have used this as if President Buhari is the architect and protector of the problem.
Perhaps it is his body language, for instance, because
this is a man who
hold on, because for instance now, when the group itself had been accused of, you know, carrying out this, perpetrating these attacks in the Middle Belt, and it also agreed, you know, that it has rogue members in its group to have perpetrated these attacks, nothing was done to them. No one has been arrested. So it's more like the government is having to side one part, you know, not allowing this matter to be treated headlong. For instance, even the Inspector General of Police has been accused of being complicit in the matter. If
President Muhammadu Buhari was not a Fulani, we would be saying this. President Obasanjo had this problem. Who accused him of not doing anything? How many people did they arrest? How many Metiala members did they arrest? President Jonathan superintended over this problem. Did they arrest any Metiala member? You don't wake up and start arresting people because there was a wild accusation. I don't think, I think Nigeria should, we have grown beyond that.
But to send a message, don't you think? It might send a message.
Look, I'm a Southerner,
right.
Okay? I'm a Southerner, but I'm a Nigerian. Metiala is an organization, I don't know them, they're an organization of people that rear cattle. You now accuse all of them, you now accuse the common man on the street, the common Fulani man that is carrying his cattle on this as a terrorist. Does this sound logical? Look, this is a problem that has fundamental roots. And the government they've done several options. The options didn't start today. President Obasanjo did his own. President Jonathan did his own. Obasanjo is now doing Buhari is now doing his own. A lot of taxes have been set. A lot of even soldiers are being killed in this. Casualties in this in this malady. I feel sad. I feel pained that this is happening in my country. This is happening to my fellow countrymen and women. I feel pain about it. But the way the press, the Southern press, has merchandised this issue and has started President Muhammadu Buhari as an accomplice to this, I will not take it. And many Nigerians will not take it because it is wrong. It is injurious to the health of this country. This is a problem that we all should have an open mind, address as Nigerians, and know where the sources are. And if we're able to know where the sources are, then we can provide the right solution. Not every communal clash, every two fighters is a Fulani herdsman issue.
Okay.
I think that is wrong.
Okay, now let's still look at this matter of security again, because recently we had some girls abducted in the north, that's in Yobe State precisely, Dapchi, and they were released recently, but one is still being held back because according to her, she doesn't want to renounce her faith of being a Christian, even though the presidency said it's working on it in terms of releasing the girl, but so many connotations have been given towards it. So that means, what does it mean? Because some would say, oh, does it mean another Islamization agenda, for instance? Because a Christian girl is being held back and she's not been released up to this point. What would you say about this?
Boko Haram had an Islamization agenda, not the president, not the government. That's Boko Haram. This is the same president that has been able to secure the release of Chibok girls that the former administration messed up. It took them about 18 days to even admit, and later it became a political thing. Oh, it was done by this, it was done by that. Dapchi was an anomaly. It shouldn't have happened. And it has an embarrassment to the government. And that is why the government rose up to the occasion. Dapchi, within the space of 31 days, whatever negotiations that has gone around, whatever thing that has gone around, we had those girls relieved. Now, Leah Sharibu is just an unfortunate situation. And every day I wake up, I pray for Leah Sharibu. And that's what Nigerians should be doing about. That girl, I salute her courage. She's a young lady. I salute her courage to stand firm for what she believes in the face of danger. And that is what we should be looking at. And then encourage the government. There's no way President Muhammadu Buhari will have told these miscreants, to these demonic people, to keep back Leah. It's not possible. Because you have negotiated for the needs of everybody. This is just a sore point in the whole thing. And unfortunately, Nigerians are targeting all kinds of things. Oh, it's he was not negotiated for and everything. We are always quick to judge. We are always quick to impute motives. The same people that were criticizing the government for the happening in Dapchi. The moment there was success, these are the same people that turned around and begin to bring up every kind of conspiracy theory. We are being unfair to ourselves and Nigerians. We are not undoing President Muhammadu Buhari. He is a president of this country, and that can never be written away. But the fact is, Nigeria must move forward, and we must, as a people, together, no matter who is sitting there, if anything has touched any Nigerian, it is for everybody, not to make a merchandise or a point out of it all.
Okay.
I prayed for Leah, and I joined every every conscientious, loving Nigerian to remember Leah in prayer that very soon she will have her freedom and join with her family. Okay, now let's still look at this matter again in terms of the politics of the party. That's APC now. You know, when the party came into power, it rode on the mantra of change, and most Nigerians today aren't, happy with the APC government, even though you claim that the party has done a lot, mentioning some indices and all that. How can the average Nigerian, believe in the party in the next 4 years again, knowing that the party, according to most of us, hasn't done creditably well? When we see change, what is funny about this is that, my dear, we're asking for change, we see change, and we don't recognize what change is. So what should be the change? What should we see as a change? Number one, look at even how the president declared his intention for a second term. Okay. In the past, there will be a phone fair. The whole Abuja will be, everyone will come from local government with drums and everything for the president to declare. The man simply declared to his party member, saving costs. Today, people are crying no money. Why? Who are those crying no money? Those who are not able to loot the treasury. Is it that you get a salary, I get my whatever job I do? You've not been shared money to. So people are shouting, no money, Nigeria, no money. Why are they shouting no money? Because there is no more access to the treasury. The treasury has been tightened. Unlike before, MDAs had accounts in various banks. Some get lost. Revenues are not accounted for. How much was custom remitting? How much was federal internal revenue remitting? Look at even what happened in JAMB. JAMB that was remitting 3 million per annum, remitted 8 billion. So there is that accountability in governance. Today, pensioners, look, Nigerians must understand what change is. Pensioners that have been owed for God knows how long, PDAT has been able to reconcile most accounts, restore some people back that has been removed from pension, and today pensioners at the federal level are having it streamlessly. Look, I think we are all looking too much at the federal. We are not considering what is happening at the state, which touches us more. The state, look, our federal budget for this year is 8-point-something trillion. If you put the totality budget of the state, go and calculate it, it's about 9-point-something trillion. So the state even should have more impact on the people. But we're not looking at the states. We allow the states a free reign. They run around, I mean, they run riot. The local government, they run riot. What they should be doing, food production should be local government and state government affair, not even federal government. Schools, hospitals, all those should be things that we should hold our local government and state government accountable. But we're not. Everybody's focusing on Abuja and talking about what Muhammad Buhari is doing or is not doing. We must understand where we are. We must understand where we are coming from. We must understand those who put us there. Those who put us there. And those who didn't give leadership that took us there. And we must not give them chance to come back and spoil the good work that is happening now. And that is why the APC, I'm not a member of APC, I'm just a Nigerian. That's why the APC must be given a chance at the federal level to continue this path. It is only when this path is solidified. I believe in young people. I believe in young people taking over. I mean, I hear that all along. I'm still a young man. I can be a president. I have the capacity to. But I tell you, if I'm given that job today, with what is happening, I will mess it up. Because there needs to be that new sheriff that has started this process, to see this process to a logical conclusion before any young man, any person can come in, so that it doesn't mix up the system.
All right, we now have Sikiru Ogundele back online now. Sikiru, if you can hear me, we want to have your thoughts on President Buhari's re-election bid and, of course, what the opposition party, the PDP, has in store for Nigerians if it plans to come back in 2019.
Thank you very much. My reaction to that is going to be in two folds. As a PDP member, and a very staunch member, the chairman of PDP of Ogun State, I'm less concerned about the affairs of APC. If I'm to talk as a Nigerian, I want to tell you for free that the government of Muhammadu Buhari has disappointed Nigerians. They made so many promises, and all these promises were not kept. That's one. Two, this man said some time ago that his old age will not allow him to perform. That was just about 4 years, about 3 years ago when when he got to the office. He said to Nigerians that his old age will not allow him to perform. And I see no reason why he's coming up all again to recontest. God has been so magnanimous in his life to have become the president of Nigeria.
So what is your party bringing to the table in 2019, Sikiru?
What Nigerians are seeing today, it's a bundle of disappointment from the presidency. I think it's an advantage for PDP to just run over the election, and we have a change of power. The man, President Muhammadu Buhari, he has abandoned some of his promises he made during the election.
Okay, now you say your party, it's coming back, 2019, but the party itself has been known for corrupt practices. So why should Nigerians vote for you again, knowing that you misused the opportunity for 16 years?
No, yeah, for 16 years, I can tell you for free again. If you are telling Nigerians that PDP, looted, PDP stole, PDP members did this or that, look at the names of the governors in APC's administration today. You wish out of the 24 governors, we have 22 of the former PDP members. So if we are talking about how Nigeria has degenerated today, they have their own contributions, and you go by what people say, that different people, different wine in same bottle. So, the president of Nigeria has abandoned his responsibility.
Okay.
And what Nigerians are seeing today is just running after shadows. You can see, you're going to agree with me that list of recruiters were released some time ago, and the Alhaji Lai Mohammed said they still have some names that are going to be of disappointment to Nigerians.
Okay, let's leave it at that for now. Because of time, we cannot continue this discussion, but I'd like to thank you very much, Sikiru Ogundele, because we cannot continue as well, as I said earlier. And I'd like to thank you very much, Alistair Wilcox, for your contribution on Africa Today.
Well, thank you very much, but I just want to let Nigerians be aware of those that put us here. Don't give them a second chance.
All right. And well, after almost 3 years in office, emerging realities continue to underline the challenges before President Muhammadu Buhari in achieving his campaign promises of tackling endemic corruption and defeating terrorism in Nigeria's northeast. At a point in time when the noise of politics can easily drown out the voice of reason, the stakes remain high, the stage is now set, and it all begins with eligible voters doing well to get their permanent voter cards just in time. And that is our package for today. But don't forget to join the conversation as usual on Twitter at TVC News NG, and follow me for updates around Africa at Esther TVC News. On to the next one. I am Esther Omokwariola, and always remember, Africa can only get better.